EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Valley of the Sun at State Farm Stadium here in Glendale. So this was the scene a moment ago. The Cardinals emerging from their tunnel, and we are ready for football as the Cards get set to match up with the Detroit Lions. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now a first down throw, Stafford. And he finds Danny Amendola. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards right off the bat, and a quick first down.
First down, Lions.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Now Stafford. He's going to look deep for more. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, second down.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
Ready. Blue 60.
On third down, this is Jackson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 yards there and a Lion first down. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there by a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say,
the Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. Chandler Jones, one of the best athletes to ever come out of Rochester, New York, in for the sack.
It's second down.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Stafford. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Play action, Stafford. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked.
I always love the opening game of the season, and for the players, always nice to get those firsts out of the way, isn't it? How about here, the first sack of the season? Not just in the first game, but in the opening drive. That's the way to get things kicked off.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Cards will take over first and 10. Caught on the left side, Fitzgerald. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Second down, Murray sets to throw. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. Here's the correct call.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. This is David Johnson, the former All-Pro. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, here's Murray. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Romeo Okwara. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Now that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long.
They're not ready for this. They still playing. Y'all playing the wrong football. Hey, watch that, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. And let's
Murray with a 3rd and long. Flushed. Oh, now Murray has it stripped.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Lions will take over. And Detroit getting set to go now. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship.
Out of the gun, Stafford. Completing it here to Marvin Jones. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
1st down, Detroit.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They run on 1st down with Jackson. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Lions are going to take a 1st quarter lead. Extra point good by Prater. Meanwhile, down in Dallas, an update from there. And it's the Cowboys that have moved out to an early advantage. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is taken at his 4. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Back in Arizona, second quarter action. It's the Cardinals in possession as they face a difficult 3rd and 12 coming up. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Mike with you on. Mike with you on. Hey, let's calm down. Hey, let's go. Let's calm.
Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Devon Kennard in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. Here's Andy Lee now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So a change of possession here on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. A reminder, coming up later tonight, the Patriots unfurl their 6 banners. They play host to their rival Steelers. And then on Monday night, it's the one weekend of the year where you get 2 games to wrap up the week. Texans and Saints from New Orleans in the early game, then Broncos and Raiders. Vic Fangio's coaching debut, and the Raiders' final season opener in Oakland. That's the late game, 10:30 Eastern. From just shy of midfield, Stafford. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Chandler Jones picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. From the gun, here's Stafford. It's caught. Jones. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
22.
Here's Stafford. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Olivier Vernon coming in with some force for the sack that time. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Hey, switch gears. Alert! Middle. Let's go.
Stafford now to throw. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
And he lost the football. And the Cardinals have got it going the other way. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. Following that fumble recovery, it's Murray escaping the pressure right. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Let's go now. 54. Let's go. Not today, you are. Not Hayward. Hey, 1 second.
On 1st and 10, here's Murray. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Christian Jones just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Devon Kennard able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Now that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long.
Let's put him on 2 seconds. Let's put that team on the box. Mike, 50.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Murray. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
35 yards that time on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 34-yard line.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been...
Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there. Making quite a splash with his 2nd touchdown in his NFL debut. And the Lions strike quickly here for 6 points. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25. They stay on the ground on 1st with Johnson. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. This gain not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. Throwing on 1st down is Murray. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. And that is incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. They'll start here with Jackson. And an alley to run. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Back to throw, Stafford. Bringing it in, Jackson left side. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Throwing is Stafford. Now he's forced out left. Johnson with a completion over the middle. A big play there just before halftime. 43 yards. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Hey, 22. Bang, bang. Here we go.
They'll try the ground game with Jackson. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there. Now with his 3rd touchdown in his first ever NFL game. And the Lions are able to grow their lead. So now Stafford will bring up the Lions, and they'll go for 2. They'll try and run it up the middle. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And they will not get a chance to return this one, as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Andy Isabella was the intended target, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
They'll run it with Johnson, and he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their 2nd, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. First down, Murray. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Now Murray throwing on 2nd down. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
First and 10 at their own 48-yard line.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10.
Watch the screen, watch the screen. Hey, 22. Check 13. Check.
After the interception, here's Stafford. He's going to throw one up from the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick.
Intercepted. The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Check 50, check 50.
A final shot before half from Murray. He's going to launch this thing way downfield into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rashawn Melvin. And an alley to run. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the 2nd half. This one fielded at the 5. Spinning away.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Come on, set. 15 on it, 15 on it. Come on, come on, come on.
Fake handoff to Johnson. Now here's Murray. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Devon Kennard picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Throwing now is Murray. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. Well, interceptions have been a problem in this one. If he could have gotten his feet down here, it would have been another.
Would have been a huge one. They've had a great game taking the ball away. Thought they had another one, just unable to get those cleats in bounds.
And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
One-handed. Love the effort. Not much production on that play, though, huh?
Not a whole lot of yardage. You get that grab, you probably want a 1st down.
And he'll be the one in the film session. They'll be saying, hey, run that one back, Coach.
Yeah.
Run that one back.
One more time.
Let's see that
2
again.
more times.
And they won't.
8 more times.
They won't. Didn't get much out of it.
Here's Murray. And this is incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. On first down, Jackson. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Here's Stafford. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Stephon Anthony gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. Now it's Stafford. And he's going to go down again. Jordan Hicks providing a little deja vu, back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that will make this now a 19-point advantage. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. That's Isabella open on the right side.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Let's go, D. 22, check, follow. 22, check, follow. Go. Mike 54.
On 2nd and 9, Murray. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. A first down carry here for Johnson. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Let's make these move.
On 2nd and 11 now. Murray being chased out left. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Kyler Murray, 1,000-yard rusher as a quarterback in his Heisman campaign at Oklahoma. He's got the first down. They'll run on first down. It's Johnson. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 at the Lions' 38-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Hey, let's go. Watch the pass. Hurry.
And now Murray's going to set up to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Devon Kennard able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Here's Murray from midfield. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off around the 27. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 22-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
43. I'm going to come back to you.
They run again with Jackson. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. The run defense, they have been porous at times today, but not that last go-around.
No, they really tightened it up, didn't they? They finally got themselves a win because all game long we've seen them get gashed. This time they played their responsibilities, played their keys, and made a nice stop.
Amendola catching it left side. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Here we go.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. It's Cardinal football, but they trail here as we get set to bring you the 4th and final quarter. On 2nd down now, it's Johnson. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? He just get on our...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 39. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
He's got a first down and then some inside the 40 and down to the 29-yard line. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20. He came right off the bench. That's his first carry of the game, and he left an indelible mark on the game.
Did not just bring fresh legs off the bench. He brought a fierce mind as well. He had a lot to prove, didn't he? He thinks he's as good as the guy who's the starter. Wanted to prove it, and boy, did he on that play.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Cardinals' 22-yard line.
This looks like a free play for Stafford. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out.
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Lions add on to their lead. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
We got three, fellas. We got 3.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Rolling. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Romeo Okwara able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Murray over the middle. That's hauled in by Isabella. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Well, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
On 2nd and 11 now. Murray trying to lay one up deep. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
That's going to be a long day.
Murray sets to throw on 4th. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Romeo Okwara. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position.
Zebra. Switch.
On 1st down, Stafford here. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Robert Alford that time on the great coverage. And the incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to
rush coming, and he's taken down.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind that he dreamed of this. How about this for your debut? 2nd sack in the opener.
Yeah, it's great to get 1. That's memorable. 2, hello.
But he dreamed about it. He thought about it. Did he ever expect it to happen? Probably not.
After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. They run with Jackson out of the gun. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Oh, that really would have been something to see, but he's denied by the framework.
Do you remember seeing David Akers in Green Bay a few years ago on opening day? He had a 63-yarder to end the half, hit the crossbar, and go over. So sometimes it works for you, and sometimes it works against you.
And this time, it's against. Murray now on 1st down. It's complete to his tight end, Charles Clay. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Murray now on 1st down. And that's incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Rashawn Melvin. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. On the ground, this is Jackson. A big seam, and he might go all the way. Past the 20, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Well, I'm just not sure what more we can say about him after that one.
But we're certainly going to give it a try, aren't we? Because I believe we're watching greatness personified. It has not mattered all game long where they've handed him the football. He's taken it and found the end zone. He is so locked into that so-called zone, I don't think they're going to get him out of it in this one.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
It's a party now. It's a party now.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Breaks a tackle. Left side here, caught by Clay. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going. Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Devon Kennard. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 35. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Murray trying to get after the pick six. David Johnson here on the catch. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Second down, Murray sets to throw. Murray fighting, lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Check, 43. Let's go, defense. Let's get out the double right. Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog.
Following the fumble recovery, Stafford. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
All day. Watch twitch. Watch twitch.
Throwing here, Stafford. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And this is going to be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And, partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason, and now I'm listening to you. So for the Lions, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.